Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be learning how to create modern stylish text animations using HTML, CSS, nothing else. Now, this text animation looks super slick, which you can use in various places, now including loaders. Now, if you want to create some custom stylish loader for your site, you can obviously use such kind of effects. In this video, I'm going to be providing you all the information that you need and also the tools that you would need to create SVG text so that you can use it or implement it in your HTML and CSS. If you like my content, please share this video with your friends and family. If you're new, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And so the source code is down in the description. So if you guys want to use it, you can download it. So without any further delay, let's start and let's learn. So the tool that we're going to be using to create the SVG is known as Figma. So now I'm hoping that every one of you have heard about Figma, since it is a really popular tool for UI UX stuff. Now, if you are a beginner or if you have never touched Figma, you don't really need to worry, since we're going to be using some simple tools and I'm going to be explaining you step by step, so you don't really have to worry, since it's really easy and simple to create SVG. Now here I'm going to create a new tab and then I'm going to just type in Figma and then I'm going to hit enter. And the first link that opens up, you're going to click onto that and it will take me to my account. Now since I'm already logged in, so I do not have to go through the hustle of logging in. So if you're using it for the first time, I'll just show you in the incognito mode. I'll just write Figma and then here if you open up, so it says get started for free. So you're going to click onto that and then you can create an account using Google, or if you want, you can manually type in your email and password and you can create an account. And after you have created, so this is basically your dashboard. Now I'm going to just open one of the designs. Let's say this one. Okay. So if you see, so this is where I designed the SVG for the text. Now what you want to do is, so essentially when you start, you would have a blank page. And then what you want to do is you want to click onto this rectangle and then just create a basic kind of like a frame, but not exactly a frame. And then here, since you want, so let's say you have a dark background and you want the text to be white. Or if you have a light, then the text would be dark basically. Now here, you just click on this text icon and click here. I'll just zoom in and you type, let's say, Hank the Tank. That is really small. Just zoom in. Okay. So this is the text. And the background, I'll just change it to some dark color. Yes. Okay. All right. I spelled it wrong here. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you can increase the font size. Now, what I did is I think I had the font size to 500. Yeah. Okay. And then the font family, I think it was Sans. Yeah. And then what was it? I'm not sure. Let's just let me look at it. What was it? The font. Okay, you cannot see here. Yeah, let's just say that you pick any font, or let's say you pick this font. Now you can pick any font you want. I don't remember which font I used. So you can click here and then you can right click and then you just select this outline stroke, which gives you the stroke property. And then here you can click here as well. So if you don't want the outline stroke, you can click here as well. And then here you set the color. Now let's say I set it as white. Now, as of now, you won't see anything since we need to remove the fill. And once you remove it, you see the outline strokes. Okay. This. And then you can increase the stroke width. Let's just say something like this. And then all you have to do is you right click, come here in copy or slash paste as, and then copy as SVG. You click and then you have saved it as an SVG in your clipboard. Now when you come here, you just paste it here, something like this. Now since I already have the SVG, so I'll just paste that. And see, if you manually want to change the stroke width, which we changed here, you would see that we have this path tag. Now this path is essentially for each element. So since we have 11 characters for this Hank the Tank, so we have 11 path elements, and then each have stroke width equal to 7. Now if you want to change it, you can add your manual values here. Let's just say 8 or whatever, and then you would see this take into effect in the browser as well. And then the entire size, if you want to control it, so you have the width and height, so you can add your width and height values here as well. Okay, so let's save. Now we won't see anything since the stroke color is white. So what we need to do is first, let's remove the margin and padding that CSS has, and then add box sizing as border box. And then in the body, since we want the element to be at the center, so since it is only one element directly inside of body, so we can use grid. So first I'm going to give the body a height and width, and then I'm going to give this background color of yellow. Now the text is visible, and then I'm going to be placing it at the center using display grid and place content to center. Okay, and then I'm going to be changing the stroke color to black. Okay, now I'm going to target all the different strokes that we have. So we have 11 path, SVG paths. So I'm going to target 11 of those paths, and I'm going to paste it in. And then we have this property known as stroke dash array and then stroke dash offset. I'll just remove this. Now this stroke dash array is basically, now if I were to change a value, let's say I add here 100, you'd see the gapping here in the strokes. So essentially when you have the sufficient number of or sufficient amount of stroke dash array, you see the entire character, it fills in. But then let's say I have 500, still you would see that some part of it is missing. So to fill it, if I write here 1000, you would see that it fills in completely. So there is a specific value to a specific path that we need to add here so that we can see the entire element. Okay, so essentially this is how we want it to animate kind of. So initially it would be 0, and then we would kind of animate it back to a certain dash array. So here I've added stroke dash array as 935. Now how do I know it that this is 935 exactly? So to get its length, what we have to do is, let's use JavaScript for that. So here I'm going to create a script tag, and then I'm going to target all the different paths inside of the SVG. And then I'm going to add a for each loop. So basically I'm going to be looping through each individual path, and then I'm going to be consoling out the length of each path. So I'm going to be using for each, and then I'm going to be creating an arrow function, and then here we need each path and maybe also the index. Now you don't really need the index here, I just added it anyways. And then I want to add a console log, and then for each path I want to get its total length. Let's save. Now let's see the value. So for this K we have 934, N is 834 634, then 791, 636, all the way to this age is 1015. Okay, so for the decimal values, so what I did is I basically rounded them off to the next number, not the closest but the next one. In this case, 934 becomes 935, and then 834, if we round it off mathematically, it would be 934 itself, but then I wanted it to take one value more, so I made it 835. So I'll just paste in the different values. So here you would see that I've also added this dash offset. Now what this is, I'll be explaining you just in a second. So let's paste in. Now this dash offset is basically the gap that you want to have. Now here, when you have the exact amount of dash offset, same as the dash array, the element becomes invisible, or basically you won't be able to see it. Okay, if I were to, let's say I have it 900, you see we have a little portion visible. So this dash array, when this is 0, you see the complete element, but then as we keep increasing the value, you would see that it fades in. Okay, the element starts fading in. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have an animation. So we just have an animation here, and I've added animate, so that is the name. So that animate would run for 2 seconds, would have an ease effect, and it would move forwards. And then I've added a delay, since this is the last element. So we want the age, which is this, the 11th child, we want that to basically run first and then gradually move on to the other elements. So this has a delay of 1.5 seconds. And the next one has 1.2, then 0.9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1 second, the 0 seconds, and then this is the last one. Now we're going to define our animation, which is the animate. Here we basically want it to move to stroke dash offset to 0. If you see, okay, looks pretty neat, right? All right, now we need to add another animation, that is fill. So initially, if you see, so when you copy the SVG, you would have the fill as none, since we basically will be removing the fill from our Figma file. But then here you can change the none to transparent, and then what you're going to do is we basically will change the fill value to a darker color, and then we'll add this animation to the SVG. And then this will run for 1.5 seconds, ease forwards, and then would run with a delay of 2.8 seconds. Let's save and let's reload. Looks pretty neat, right? So yeah, that's it. So hope you guys learned something. Hope this was fun. Hope I was able to explain how to add text animation. So you can do a lot more with this. If you want to have a custom creative loader for a page, you can use that. Or if you want some kind of animation that you want to trigger on scroll, so you can also do that. So you can do a bunch of stuff with this. So the source code of this is in the description. Make sure to download and use it. And then if you're new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell so that you never miss any of the updates from the channel. And hope you liked the video, share it with your friends and family. Till then, bye bye, take care.